Alright, hello, welcome! My name is Shaina, I'm an astrologer, and today we are continuing our journey through the houses in astrology. We left off in the 7th house, which has everything to do with our reflection. Speaking of, oh my god, can you see all my acne? It literally looks terrible. Truly, I do not understand how I'm 27 years old and I have the acne of a 13-year-old. Wait. Do you see all my acne, or am I just projecting? Well, who do you think I am anyways? Is it who I think you think I am? Am I? Do you? Oh god, the 7th house is quite the paradox. Everything we project onto others, but we struggle to see in ourselves. If the 1st house rules me, then it makes sense that the 7th house, the opposite house, rules you. But then again, if it's my 7th house, doesn't that mean that it also rules me? Who is me, really? Who are you, really? Do you like who I am? Do I like who I am? Wait, why do I care what you think about me? I should only care what I think about me. What do I even like in a person in the first place, though? I mean, what are the ideal human traits, right? What is being a human anyways? What does it really all mean? Why am I doing all this? Oh god. This is starting to get really existential. And oh my god, I'm starting to get really embarrassed. Oh my god, why are you all looking at me like that? Oh god, just stop looking at me! I hope you don't mind, but that was a little traumatizing for me, so I think I'm just gonna stay hidden under this blanket for a little while. And since we're talking about the 8th house, I already feel super exposed as it is. You see, the 8th house is the Scorpio-ruled house, and it has everything to do with what's hidden beneath the surface, what you don't show to the world, even the things that kind of scare you, what would happen if you go to those depths. It makes sense that the 8th house rules the occult, everything hidden, the detective house of the zodiac wheel, revenge and envy. This is a deeply, deeply emotional house. It's the house of what makes us feel vulnerable. Well, I guess since we're speaking about vulnerability, I guess I'll turn on a little light. Oh my god, that's so embarrassing. That's so embarrassing what's on my phone right now. Okay. I can't lie to you. This is the 8th house. I was stalking someone from my past, honestly, and I don't know why. I swore I wasn't gonna check their socials, but I just can't help it. It's addictive, obsessive even, and for what? I don't even care about this person. It's that 8th house itch that I can't help but want to scratch. And it's not good for me, and I just keep picking the scab over and over and over again. God, I need to know. Oh, would you look at that? My fiance texted me. And yes, I did say fiance. We are engaged. The 7th house rules partnerships, but the 8th house rules the marriage, okay? The very, very committed relationships. Very few people pass from our 7th house onto our 8th house. Very, very few. The 8th house talks about the people that you trust the most in this world because you're the closest to them, or because you're the closest to them, you don't really trust them. The 8th house shows what our trust issues are and what triggers them. The 8th house holds on to everything very tightly, very Scorpio. It is the Scorpio-ruled house, and it has trouble letting things go. It also rules things like loss, what kind of losses we might have in life, and how we deal with those losses. Do we become the phoenix rising from the ashes, or do we feel as though we succumb to them and lose ourselves to them? If the 2nd house is what I own, then the 8th house is what we own, what we give up to be with each other even. The 8th house rules the blending and merging of assets. We can look to our 8th house to kind of find out what inheritance we have or don't have from our family. It rules what we inherit not only materially from our ancestors, but also what we inherit psychologically from our ancestors. Mental health does get passed down and cycles do continue, and the 8th house shows just that. It rules ancestral cycles and trauma, as well as any abuse that we might have experienced growing up. Speaking of things we inherit from our family, did you know that I actually come from a family of performers? Why am I acting like I'm all scared and shy? That really isn't me at all. I think it's about time that I broke out of my little cave and became the free bird that I truly am. 8th house, you can't cage me. Ugh. Oh my god. Where am I? What is all this? Oh my god. Is that the Eiffel Tower? Oh my god. Gosh, I have all this hope, this new regained hope for life all of a sudden, you know? I mean, if I can pull a blanket off and wind up in a beautiful other country staring at the Eiffel Tower, I mean, truly anything is possible. Oh, you know what? This must mean we are on to the 9th house. I love the 9th house. How could you not? It has everything to do with travel, new cultures, how open-minded you are or not. So of course it is the Sagittarius ruled house. Its opposite house, the 3rd house, had everything to do with local laws and lower education. So of course, the 9th house has everything to do with higher government and your higher education. Also, you know, what your political stances are, how strong or how loose you are with them, and, you know, not only just your higher education, but what did you study when you went to your higher education? Did you even really go to study, or did you just go to party? Did you change your major a lot and change schools, or were you really stuck and solid on one thing? Did you even finish? Did you even go? You know, all that stuff will be shown in the 9th house.
Je cherche un bon restaurant.
Sorry, no habla Francois. Speaking of, the 9th house also rules what different languages you may speak, what kind of cultures you were exposed to growing up, you know, whether or not you moved across the country or just moved a lot growing up as a child, how often you like to travel, the kind of energy that you meet when you go to travel. The 9th house really creates this feeling of the constant seeker, trying to take in as many experiences as possible in life. You know, trying to fill up your metaphorical book of life. They're the perpetual student, trying to drink in as much knowledge as the world has to offer. Or this can be a person that just tries to party their way through life, you know, very YOLO mentality, you know, live life without a care in the world. Very Sagittarius, very 9th house. Speaking of partying your way through life and being a constant seeker, this whole giant statue is getting really boring, you know, nothing's really happening, nothing really going on. My 9th house truly does not have a long enough attention span to just kind of stay here and hang out. And oh my god, look at that. A roller coaster! Oh my god, please, 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 can we go on the roller coaster? Listen, if we conquered our 8th house fears, got outside, and explored the world, then we can easily ride this little measly roller coaster. Let's go! Oh my god, this is so fun! Hey, cheer up. Most houses are not nearly as fun, so let's enjoy this house while we're here. Oh, God, hold on. I have to take this. Yes, right now, it's really important. It's my job. It's my boss. Hold on. Yes? Huh? Oh, yeah, no. I totally remembered that was due today. Yeah, 100%. I didn't forget it at all. Shh. Yeah, I'll totally get to that. 100%. Due in an hour, no problem. God, I hate my boss. Whoa, what's going on? What's going on here? Oh, no. Oh my god. Oh, well, I guess we're back to work. Honestly, I totally forgot that I have to finish editing this video and it needs to be up in literally a few hours. So I guess it's back to the 10th house of work. Oh, that's funny. You thought because I was self-employed I didn't have a boss. Well, you would be very much wrong. You see, everyone has a 10th house, so everyone has a boss. My boss just happened to be literally the sun and moon themselves. And oh my god, they set a strict schedule, let me tell you. I mean, their expectations can be completely unreachable. Especially the sun's. I mean, at least the moon has some sympathy for me, but it's like the sun wants me to be a superhuman. You see, the 10th house has everything to do with what we aspire to be in life, what our long-term goals are. So, of course, it's ruled by Capricorn. Quite simply, to sum it all up for you, it's the house of work. It is actually the 4th and final angular house after the 1st, 4th, and 7th. This house is also referred to as the MC or the midheaven. Sometimes astrologers even call it the 2nd ascendant. Because if our ascendant is how we are seen up close and how we are upon first impression, then the 10th house is how we want to be seen from afar. Whether that be how we want to be seen from a professional standpoint, like at work, how we want our coworkers to view us. Maybe it has to do with the legacy that we want to leave in life. Or sometimes it can even just be how we are seen from a social media platform. To put it really simply, it's like if you're at a party, when you see somebody from afar, you're seeing their 10th house, but when you go up and meet them and actually say hi, then you are seeing their 1st house. And remember, these are two very different things. So that's kind of why you always hear the phrase like never meet your idols, because when you're watching famous people, all you're seeing is their 10th house, but you're not seeing their 1st house. So what you see is usually far from what you get with celebrities. If the 2nd house is like the manual labor that it takes to get a job done, and then the 6th house is the procedures in place to get the job done, you know, each of the little steps, then the 10th house is the overreaching job itself. It's the big picture. It also rules our bosses and our authority in our life, how well we deal with authority or how poorly we deal with authority, even how much respect we have for authority or how much respect we give ourselves to be an authority. So what is opposite to the 10th house of work? Of course, it is the 4th house of home. Work and home. That's why it is so hard to strike a work and home life balance, because usually in the chart, one is more dominant than the other. Oh, sorry, hold on. Dude, what is going on? My notifications are absolutely blowing up right now. Let me just check out here. Oh, of course. Everybody's crucifying me on TikTok again. You know, just the usual stuff, like about how mean I am. Not that I haven't heard that literally my whole life. You know, and also they're talking about how mean people, you know, as we know simultaneously, cannot also hold any astrological knowledge. Yeah, right, of course, yeah. I forgot. Every astrologer in the world must be only love and light. Silly me. You know, honestly, I probably should care more about my reputation, but I couldn't give more of a fuck. Like, it probably has something to do with what's in my 11th house, or lack thereof stuff in my 11th house. You see, the 11th house is very much how you network yourself. You know, something I very much lack in, the ability to do well. If the opposite house to the 11th, the 5th house, is the content that I create, then the 11th house is how I would go about advertising and networking that content. You know, how I would go about gaining fans and gaining an audience. Speaking of the 11th house, let's get my advertising out of the way. I do sell birth chart readings on my website, shainaemily.com. I also have been very active on my TikTok. I've been posting almost every day, and that's at shaina.emily. The 11th house really has everything to do with social media, especially in this day and age. If the 10th house represents how you project yourself onto the world, then the 11th house rules how you are viewed and taken on that grander scheme. Like, yes, I do this as a 10th house job, but how the people or how my audience feels about that is going to be shown by my 11th house. What's your audience like? What kind of people do they attract, and how do they take you? Do they like you? Do they dislike you? Are you known for being loved, or are you known for loving to be hated? It makes sense that the house opposite to the 11th house is your 5th house. If your 5th house shows your personal expression, then the 11th house shows how that expression is taken. Also, you know, people with a dominant 5th house will like to work alone and create alone, but people with a dominant 11th house need an ensemble to create. They like to be kind of almost like a cog in the machine that is creating. The 11th house also just shows if you are naturally popular. You know, are you a trendsetter or a follower? Do you know about trends before they get popular? Do you just have that 6th sense? That's the 11th house. Can you name 3 songs from the band of that shirt that you are wearing, right? If it's starting to sound very elitist, I mean, that makes sense, right? The 11th house is ruled by the sign of Aquarius. Basically, if your 9th house is your personal political views, then your 11th house is the overreaching political group that you align yourself with. Usually highly 11th house people can really have this like brink of genius and innovation in them. That's why the 11th house rules technological advancements. Many techies and people in the tech industry have strong 11th house placements because they are all about forwarding society, right? Future oriented, the Aquarian age, all those concepts. The 11th house just rules what lunch table that you sit at, right? Were you sitting with the jocks? Were you part of the nerds? Were you part of the popular kids? Were you a band geek? Were you a musical theater nerd? Many times the 11th house points to why we feel like an outcast, why we feel like a loner, why we feel different from others. You know, the concept of when we're around more people, we may feel even more alone than when we're just with ourselves. One second, I'm getting another call, and it's from one of my bosses, the sun, so I have to take this. Hold on. Yes? Hi, sun. What? Mars and Pluto said what? Well, they are just absolutely lying. That is just not true. No, of course I did not make a TikTok that contained adult material and sexual situations. I mean, you know, I literally just make content about astrology. I mean, fully clothed, I might add. They are just lying to make me look bad. I mean, come on, you can watch the content yourself. Yes, I know you don't have time. I know, but I'm just saying. I mean, come on, this is totally unfair. Fired? Fired? This is totally unfair. The sun hung up on me. Oh my god. I'm fired. So what am I gonna do now? I mean, this is all I know. This is all I can do. You know what? No, I am not going to take this. I'm going to take a page out of the 11th house's handbook and I am going to protest. Astrology is unfair. The sun and moon are up there. Astrology is unfair. The sun and moon are up there. This does not feel like it's working. You know, truly, if only the sun and moon had more employees other than just me, I might actually be breaking ground here a little, but this seems a little bit pointless. I mean, that's why you need the 11th house. Standing alone, you can't get much done, but when you're with a group of people, you can get together, protest, and unionize. Astrology is unfair. The sun and moon are up there. Astrology is... I don't fucking know. I feel like I should really give up. I feel like there's no point to this. It's hot, it's sunny, I smell, and I'm not really getting anywhere. The sun and the moon aren't even paying attention to me right now. I feel like it's all kind of pointless, you know? It all feels a little pointless. I feel like I should just give up. I don't know. I'm at the 12th house anyways. I'm pretty much done with this little series. I could really just call it all quits now. I don't know. I really don't feel like deciding. If I could just avoid everything entirely for a bit and escape my problems, I mean, maybe I'll just feel a little bit better and I'll know how to make a decision then. You know? Avoiding my problems, hiding away in the 12th house, kind of just sounds nice right now. You see, if the first house starts with you, and as the houses keep going, they keep kind of expanding until you reach the 11th house of your dreams and society as a whole. I mean, the 11th house is so big, what's beyond that, really? What's bigger than literally all of humanity? Well, it's the 12th house. Everything we don't see in this world. The 12th house rules psychic abilities, ghosts, our subconscious, the collective unconscious, the collective psyche, you know, all those Jungian buzzwords. It's what's hidden even to us. If the 6th house rules the demands of the physical world, then its opposite house, the 12th house, rules the demands of the psychological world. As it's the house of the unseen, any planets that you have in this house might just feel forgotten or neglected by the outside world, and even possibly neglected or misunderstood by you. These are the energies that you feel you must suppress and keep hidden. Pisces rules this house. In a good way, this can create a strong artistic and creative talent, you know, but more often or not, it describes the starving artist. Something I definitely am and have always been my whole life. Why was I raised by performers, truly? Why was I told to follow my dreams? All it does is create broken promises and broken hearts. You know, maybe if I could just sleep it off, I'll wake up with a renewed spirit or something. I don't know. This is not working. My mind is racing. I'm just thinking about all my problems. I feel like I'm more awake than I was a second ago, honestly. And I'm having all these weird dreams, or these weird 12th house psychic dreams where the line between reality and dream world, it's just kind of a blur and it feels like it's all meshing into itself. What was I thinking, making an enemy of Pluto and Mars? I mean, come on! I always got a bad feeling about them. I should have listened to my 12th house intuition. I really thought we were the best of friends. I mean, a kind of soulmates even. I really opened up to them. I poured my soul and I told the truth about the situation, and I can't believe that they really just wound up using it against me. Guess it turns out we're hidden enemies after all. Both soulmates and hidden enemies are ruled by the 12th house, so it makes sense. I should have known, and I did know, but I didn't listen. You know what? Maybe all my comments are right. Maybe someone of literally every sign, placement, and aspect did hurt me. And maybe I do need therapy. Ugh, why must I feel the psychological need to make jokes and be funny and be smart and be witty and be beautiful and pretty and amazing and stunning? I mean, God. Oh, the weight of the world. It is truly on my shoulders. Oh, woe is me. Woe is me. If only I had a quick fix. I could always just... No. I don't go back there, Shaina. Don't go into temptation. The 12th house is the house of self-undoing. I really don't need to go back there, do I? I am stronger than that. I am stronger than my habits. Or am I? I mean... Who do I really need to be strong for here anyways, right? What works, right? It ain't anybody else's business but my own, truly, Yeah. All right, bottoms up. All right, hello, welcome. My name is Shaina. I'm an astrologer, and today we are talking about the houses in astrology. We are, of course, starting off with the first house, me. It has everything to do with me. Me. Wait a second. Haven't we already been here before? Haven't we literally already said this? Whoa, I honestly feel a wild sense of deja vu. Also, oh my god, this is so rude for you to be so up close and personal. I mean, don't you know I'm a Cancer rising? We kind of need our personal space here. That's much better. Seems I'm getting yet another call. It's from the moon, so I guess I'll see what they have to say. Hi, moon. Oh. You feel bad about the misunderstanding before? Oh, you fact-checked Mars and Pluto and you realized that they were just making up lies about me and being jealous and vindictive? Oh, and Mars was just wanting to start a fight again because his personal life with Venus is all messed up. Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, awesome. Oh, awesome. I'm back on. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad that you think it's unfair that the sun believed him, but you know how that happens. Our ego can blind us sometimes. Well, honestly, that's great news. I knew you wouldn't fire your only employee. Okay, well, have a good rest of your evening, Moon. Oh my gosh. Well, isn't that just such great news? I mean, I guess this isn't my last video after all. What a trip we've really been through. Oh my gosh. I'm kind of embarrassed, honestly, that you saw me at the state that you did at my 12th house there. Normally that's something that you just experience completely alone. Definitely not for a camera, but that's okay. We're out of that 12th house spiral, and we're back to the first house. Me. Speaking of me, if you'd like to see more videos in my little astrology course playlist, I'll link them up in the cards right here. And don't forget, I do sell birth chart readings on my website, shainaemily.com, now that you have a pretty good understanding of the houses in astrology. And if you want me to break down your own personal houses and what they mean for you and your life, again, I have a TikTok that I've been posting pretty regularly on at shaina.emily. I hope you've been enjoying this series. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!